Ducks come up now, 1st and 10. They start out with a run by Ferguson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, it's Barrett. Complete to Myers, the tight end. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it. Completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Called out a punt of 38 yards officially, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They'll go play action and let him throw right away. Wide open receiver complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And he is into the end zone for an LSU touchdown. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball down the field and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
After the touchdown, the LSU Tigers kick team out there to send this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Ducks set to go on offense as they come to the line. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. A second down carry for Ferguson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Barrett. This one complete to Gibbons. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me?
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
Plays like that Nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Off the play fake, Barrett. And he's got it complete to Anderson. Yeah, he will go out right near the 30. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
So the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there. That's double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin them inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
He will not be throwing to start out as they begin on the ground. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They go play action here on first down. And he's got it. Nice man on the air, complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. First and 10, LSU. From the gun, Busby. Holmes has got it complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. A nice throw there, Coach O'Brien. When you look at his quarterback position, he's got 2 great options, but opting to go with a hot hand, leaving Tommy Matthews on the sideline to start this semifinal.
And throughout this season, they've had a little bit of what we would call the carousel approach at quarterback. And when they've made changes, Tommy Matthews has made the most of his time under center. Both of these quarterbacks are undefeated, and we know why. This defense has played so well throughout the season, and we know how loyal they are to their head coach because he was their former defensive coordinator. Now they've just got to figure out who's going to guide this team at quarterback and carry them the rest of the way.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he will take this in. Touchdown, LSU. From 13 yards out. And LSU adds on to their advantage. Well, we discussed how important it was going to be for this quarterback to get off to a hot start. Well, he has done that. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first-quarter lead.
Tigers 14, Ducks nothing.
After the touchdown, the LSU Tigers kick team out there to send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Offense on the field, ready for their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On second down now, it's Ferguson. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And take it on this side of midfield. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Busby. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, Busby. Airing one out deep for Holmes here. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball. Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction. From the gun on 3rd down, Busby. And taking it to the 15-yard line before it's brought down. 15 yards there for number 15. Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion. Really good pickup. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete. So after the incomplete first, now 2nd and 10. The quick slant caught, and he will take this in. Touchdown LSU. A 15-yard touchdown grab, and LSU adds on to their advantage. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead. Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Ducks set to go on offense as they come to the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points on. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Ferguson on the draw. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield. And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Tiger offense ready to get after it one more time. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. This young quarterback does have a support system of former players and teammates. In fact, he heard from former Tigers like OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Leonard Fournette, Jamal Adams. All have reached out to him on social media in the days leading up to this semifinal. On first down, Busby. Oh, he's got it in wide open, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First and 10.
Another nice throw that time. All that debate that was possibly out there and wondering, well, will we see a second quarterback? Is Tommy Matthews going to play with this lead? I know it's only the second quarter, Charles, but he's kind of putting all that talk to rest.
Yeah, and there's a long way to go, but let's face it, partner. If he finishes the quarter this way, you know that Coach O'Brien loves consistency. I don't see any chance of a change happening if things continue to go in this direction. He's picked the right quarterback. He'll stay with it.
Number 83.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. Here's a first and goal, LSU. Operating from the gun, Busby to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
To throw on second down, Busby, and that is caught. It's an LSU touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And LSU adds on to their advantage. What a game that he has had throwing the football. Now 4 touchdown passes. This offense playing at a very high level. I'll tell you what, he's going to be filling up your social media timeline tonight. And this one through the uprights and good.
LSU Tigers 28. Darts nothing.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Oregon offense on the field, ready for their next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. From the shotgun, here's Barrett. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. but what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Returnable here from the 38. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And possession will switch hands. First and 10. LSU with a first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Busby setting up the screen to Kelly. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
That might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Complete to Kelly. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Flipping left side, and it's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The pickup goes for 13 and sets them up first and goal. Here's a first and goal, LSU. From the gun, Busby, and that is caught. It's an LSU touchdown. Mason Thibodeau in the final seconds of the first half as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Wow, I mean, you talk about a guy catching absolute fire. That is now 5 first-half touchdown passes.
And partner, we haven't even hit halftime yet. I think this performance that we've seen thus far, there should be no question that he should stay under center the entire game. I know, we're talking about Coach O'Brien here. He may want to make a change, but I don't see it in this case. I see him staying with the hot hand. He's made the right decision before the game even started by handing him the ball. I think he'll let him play it out.
The Ducks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Ducks set to go on offense as they come to the line. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
The final shot before break. Barrett. This is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. LSU fans saying, hey, Tommy who right now. They're pretty happy. They lead big as we reach halftime.
Ducks, nothing.
The winner goes on, the loser goes home as we start the second half of this semifinal matchup. That'll be taken about a yard deep. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he is into the end zone for an LSU touchdown.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
After the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click. I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. On first down, Ferguson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Being chased out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
And caught by Cameron right side. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Fielded at about the 28. 13 yards, the tally on the return there.
Their own 41-yard line.
The Tiger offense ready to get after it one more time. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Working with a 2nd and 3.
48-yard line.
This is Kelly. Room here to run. And he is into the end zone for an LSU touchdown.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might have wiggled out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, the LSU Tigers kick team out there to send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Oregon offense on the field, ready for their next possession. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On 2nd down. It's Ferguson, and he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Running again, and again it's Ferguson. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Tiger offense ready to get after it one more time. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down. 1st and 10, LSU. Operating from the gun. Busby. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And this is caught. And he is into the end zone for an LSU touchdown. I don't know what else to say at this point. Just an unbelievable performance. 6 touchdown passes. And you think about this guy, as we said, rotated in and out of the lineup all season. But right now, he looks as if he's had a zillion starts out there. He has been on point all game long. Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, the LSU Tigers kick team out there to send this one away. And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Ducks set to go on offense as they come to the line. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
To throw on 3rd down. Flushed out right. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down.
Oregon's punter out on the field as he's on to kick it away. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Oregon's punter out on the field as he's on here to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. This is taken at the 23. He'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Oh, I nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back.
At the 41-yard line.
This LSU squad has been sensational. A championship game appearance squarely in their sights as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a whistle and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Busby. Wide open receiver complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And that is caught. It's an LSU touchdown. Mason Thibodeau there to make the grab. And this offense continues to pour it on. Well, folks, this is just getting ridiculous now. 7 touchdown passes. He is no doubt making up for lost time, putting an entire year of stats essentially into one football game. And by the way, those 7 touchdown passes, a college football playoff record. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Tigers 63, Ducks nothing.
After the touchdown, the LSU Tigers kick team out there to send this one away. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Oregon offense on the field, ready for their next possession. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. Here's a 1st and 10, Oregon.
1-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Barrett looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Myers.
Complete.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
It's a pickup.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 17 yards there on 3rd down as they pick up a 1st and 10.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Throwing for his running back, he's got it complete. And a loose football.
Kenny Simpson.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll run on 1st down. Ferguson. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. They'll try to run down here with Ferguson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And his guys are able to get a score back. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Point after, right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Tiger offense ready to get after it one more time. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. It appears they'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not how they want to see consistently. He's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 there on the third down conversion. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
A scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes,
and he will take this in. Touchdown, LSU. Mason Thibodeau, 35 yards. And this offense is running away with this one.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
After the touchdown, the LSU Tigers kick team out there to send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Ducks set to go on offense as they come to the line. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Oregon offense on the field ready for their next possession. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And he's got Givens. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
That's good.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Today's final.
What a great start to the season here in the College Football Kickoff Classic. And for the junior quarterback, a first start and a first win, and a very big win at that.